and you'll hear the tale of a fateful trip. It started from a tropic port aboard a tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of that fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship's aground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle, with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Marianne, here on Gilligan's Isle.
Very, very crabby. But no more being crabby because right now I'm going to be having my fudge coffee right now. In fact, I'm going in the kitchen to get my fudge coffee. Just hold on, guys. That's right. Right now, I'm getting my fudge coffee because it's so delicious. No more being a crabapple and no more being bitchy. So right now, I'm getting my fudge coffee. Sorry that my hair's a mess, ladies and gentlemen. I just woke up. Now I'm pouring myself a cup of coffee, and it's fudge coffee. I'm gonna drink it right now. Damn, it's so good. And now I'm gonna go watch TV. No more being crabby, and no more being bitchy.
Welcome, everybody. Happy days are here again on the Adorable Boy podcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm your fearless leader. Yes, there is a crowd. Thank you very much. Yes, we are winning here. I'm your fearless leader, Spud. So much to get to. It's a beautiful Podtober day. Yes, Podtober is back. Adorable Boy disciples and disciplettes. We are all very excited for the return of this institution known as Podtober. Thank you for joining us. We should just get right back into it, I think. That's what I'm going to go for. It's been a great day. Did some charity events this week. Doing great. Love getting out there helping people. Using my considerable wealth to help people. I got to visit my Yorba Linda estate last weekend. I didn't talk about that on this last YouTube show. But yes, it was fun. I got to see Edna Dorobleski, doing great. 99 years young. Holding up there. Very vivacious. Always a vivacious woman. Probably where I get it from. My vivacity. Yes. As I am very vivacious. We have a lot to get to today. We have a new game you're going to love. Franken Beans is still missing. I'm not sure where he is. We're going to talk about Podtober. John Cena is going to inspire us. We're going to skip the war on kowtowing since we did it earlier in the week and we did it on the smorgasbord. Of course, smorgasbord members, you know what it is. You know how to do it. It's the best way to support the show. You get all of our archives going back to most of our radio days. Well, not everything, because we're still kind of working out the legalities of getting a lot of the content. But you get a hell of a lot. You get all the podcasts, everything. It's not real, but it's the best way to support the show. It's the best way to support your fearless leader, Spud, and it's the best way to support the battle against kowtowing. Yes, where should we start today? Let's see. Let's start. You know, we've been ending the show recently with this by reviewing a video by a smart guy. He's a exercise scientist named Mike Israetel. Renaissance Periodization is his brand. Smart guy. He does videos on working out, hypertrophy, muscle growth, health, overall health. And he also does, I would call them kind of philosophy videos, maybe. Yeah, he does them. And we've been going over his video on communism. We probably won't do the whole thing. We're about 19 minutes in, I believe. Yes, 19 minutes of an hour and 7-minute videos. So we'll just do a little. As a radio broadcast professional, I know when it's time to stop, and that's when we will stop. But for now, let's see what good old Mikey, has to say about the scourge, the maybe humanity's worst scourge, communism. So let's get that up here. There we go. And then we will. There's Mikey.
Darth Vader's empire. Right. What's the real way to do it? They're like, well, Denmark, Sweden.
All right, let's go over what he was talking about. He basically was talking about how communism, in the first part we watched, communism doesn't really have any set definitions. That's by design, so that you can't challenge it. Then he got into talking about how we do need to take care of people who can't take care of themselves. He also spoke about how there aren't actually that many people like that, and I agreed with that. My where I disagreed with him is him implying, and maybe that's the implication I'm getting. Maybe later in the video he clarifies it, but I think he's implying that the only way to help, that communism is a way to help these people, and I think that's completely false, because helping people is helping people. Communism is control. We don't need a government to force us to help people. We can do that on our own. So that's pretty much where we are. And we'll just pick it up. He said something about Darth Vader. Maybe he goes into Star Wars, but I hope not, because that wouldn't make much sense. But here we go. Go ahead.
Finland, they do great. They're real socialist economies. It turns out that couldn't be further from the truth. Every single one of those economies has at least been, or is currently, more economically free than the United States. That's right. In most years, Denmark is more capitalist than the United States.
I believe that. I'm not completely familiar with Denmark's economy, but they went with the socialist route earlier and faster, and we're kind of easing into it. I would say, and again, I don't know Denmark's constitution, I would say they don't have the protections we have, probably. I don't know that anywhere in the world has the free speech that we enjoy. As much as people will say it's eroding, and in certain ways, I guess it is, but it's always, I wouldn't call it eroding. I think it's always a struggle, and we do have to struggle to keep it, and that's what we're doing. But I would say a place like Denmark doesn't have that kind of freedom, and what every rational country does when after they fall under the grips of socialism or communism is they get more capitalistic. China did that. China did that after not Ho Chi Minh, Mao Zedong. What a silly bird I am. I mean human. China did it after Mao Zedong, and they were still as oppressive, but they understood that they needed capitalism to build wealth, or they would just completely collapse. And that's what happens with all these things. And is there a sweet spot where it's like, this much capitalism, this much socialism? Probably one that would work. But the thing is, everything is basically always in flux, so it's always going to go one way or the other. And if it's gonna stagnate, it's probably going to go towards that control. And socialism, communism is control. So yeah, places like Denmark on these indexes may show as more economically free, and they are, because they realize, socialism isn't going to get us anywhere. Let's go more back towards capitalism, but let's not admit it, basically. That's what I think. Go ahead, Mike.
It's free economy, free market. They have less banking regulation, less trade regulation almost every year compared to the United States. There you go.
So when anyone tells you about how great these Scandinavian countries are, and they're doing well because of these less regulations, talking about Denmark, less regulations make a better economy. End of story.
And it throws a wrench into my bald eagle shit. Fuck is going on? What do they have in those countries? They have strong social safety nets. If we can do that, take that good from socialism, we can discard.
That isn't a good from socialism. A strong safety net is fine. The part that socialism brings in is a government controlling it, and that isn't. These safety nets should be privatized and should be held to account by the people, by a smart, educated people. By people who want to provide for those who can and those who are temporarily struggling. Now, what he's not talking about also is the people who will take advantage of that. And maybe it's a small number, but it happens. People who say, well, I'm just not going to do anything. I'm not going to try my best. I'm not going to try to create value because someone will give me stuff. And I'm not demonizing the welfare system. I'm not, but it is a system that can be exploited by those kinds of people that do that. And that should be at least acknowledged. And then the first step to fixing it is the acknowledgement. You're never gonna eliminate it. And I would rather give stuff to people who really need it, give stuff to people who don't really need it, than reject and not give things to people who do really need it. That is the side I will fall on with that. But should we not look at it? Should we not try to make it better? Of course we should. It's ridiculous to say no. And anytime you do challenge that, you get labeled evil, whatever they label you. So a strong safety net, yes, not managed or run or controlled at all by the government. That is socialism. The strong safety net is kindness. The strong safety net is Christian teaching, basically, and any other philosophy worth a damn. It isn't socialism, and that's a misnomer, and he's absolutely wrong there.
With all the bad from socialism and have the best of both worlds. And TLDR, kind of a preview, the Nordic countries do.
And another thing, the more capitalist we are. I made a weird sound there before, didn't I? Interesting. Let's note that. Weird sound at some amount of time into the show. Anyway, the more we are capitalist, the better we can provide for people. So could we bear free healthcare for every person in the country? Maybe, if we would take the chains off of corporations and stop seeing them as evil, stop demonizing them and saying that making money is evil and greedy. If we could take those chains off and change the culture into thinking, yeah, it's in everyone's best interest to take care of everyone as much as possible. Yeah, we probably, I haven't crunched the numbers. Maybe I should. I'm a number genius. But I think maybe we could provide for everyone. It's possible. I don't know. I'd love to check that out. I'd love to see what happens. If we stop demonizing making money, stop saying that people that create value are evil, and then see, can we pay for things for people who need it? I'd love to see.
You kind of have the best of both worlds, and a lot of other countries in the world do. And so now we have this modern consensus of how to properly run an economy, which takes the good stuff from socialism and leaves out the rest.
Again, no good stuff. There is no good stuff in socialism. What he's calling the good stuff in socialism is taking care of people. That isn't socialism. Socialism, communism are control. Socialism, communism is denial of the individual. That's what they are.
So let's talk about the rest, what we're leaving out, the downsides.
It's all downsides.
There are a few critical, quintessential downsides.
It's all
non-starters
dissects.
to communism.
Yes.
To me, the biggest one, I'll list all the ones that I'm familiar with. Please list them in the comments if you have any. To me, the biggest thing about communism that's bad is that it is unable to efficiently allocate scarce resources that have alternative uses nearly as well as market-oriented price systems do.
Now he's correct on that, but that isn't the biggest bad part of communism. The biggest part of communism bad is that it is flawed from the bottom up. It is taking things from people. It is relieving them. It is stripping them of their rights, their right to use their life force towards their own ends. It's taking away that right. That is the fundamental evil of communism, and it gets more evil and evil and evil as you go up the ladder. But it is poison from the bottom. End of story. Now he's correct. You can't. An economy is lightning fast decisions. Not even decisions, just cause and effect. You want to make a pencil factory. Rubber increases in price. That affects the wood price. That affects the metal price. It's nothing. Not even the best computer could manage what a market does, because a market is just it just is. It's a science. It's a force of nature, really. That's what it is. It's a force of nature powered by human need and value. You cannot plan that. The Soviets tried, and they would have, so many apples. This is an example. I don't know the apple situation in the Soviet countries back in the Cold War, but they would have, all these apples, so much so that no one could eat them all, and they would go rotten and then have no grain. Again, I don't know the grain situation in the Soviet Russia, though it wasn't good. I do know that. But that's the kind of things that a free market manages. It just does. It's a force of nature. So yes, he's completely right about that. There's no way to plan an economy. You can't do it.
So you got freer markets and you got less free markets. You got more government control of the economy, you got less. Just on the numbers, you can treat these like two different kinds of cars. You got a 4-cylinder, you got an 8-cylinder. Which one cranks the horsepower harder? This answer is there's no question about it. It's been something that's been solved in mainstream economics it was already solved before the Soviet Union collapsed in roughly 1991. But after the collapse and we got to see all the data from how the economies were actually faring, it's gone like an over-the-top mode of like, this is for sure a thing that communism definitely sucks ass at producing wealth and orienting the economy in such a way that is maximally efficient. And let me be very clear about something. A lot of people think efficiency and they think like robots telling you where to go and 9 to 5 and you look.
No robot's ever going to tell me where to go. I'll tell you that much right now. I will never listen to a robot. I'm going to start calling him Robot. There. Take that, Robot. That's right.
Your wife.
I'm going to battle the pink robot. It's a good song.
Another person who cares. We're just all cogs in a wheel. Nonsense. Efficiency means less waste. Efficiency means that for everything the society tries to create, more of that benefits the people in the society. Straight up.
Absolutely.
Efficiency is good for everybody. Doesn't matter what you want. Efficiency is better for it in the economy. So because communism is so bad at scarcely allocating alternative uses.
So the point of any economic system is to allocate resources, and communism is completely ineffective at that. You know why? Because it is flawed from the bottom up. Every level you look at communism is a failure because it's flawed from the bottom up, as I said before. Stupid robots.
It makes huge problems with efficiency and thus keeps people poorer than they need to be at any one given time.
Yes, absolutely. And who does it keep in power? Who does it keep powerful and rich? The worst of us. That's another benchmark of communism. I think Ayn Rand talked about this. It gives power. It provides a system in which the most ruthless of us can rise to power, and it's shown through history. You'll see it right now, but you'll see it in Stalin. You'll see it in Lenin was ruthless. I wouldn't put him on the level of Stalin. I think, in my opinion, from what I've learned about Lenin, who was basically ushered the first large scale communism into the world, a curse. I'm not defending Lenin, but I think Lenin, in the end, or at his core, wanted good, but he was completely fine with killing and just robbing people of rights, treating them as machines, robots, if you will. But I think Lenin had a good in mind, whereas Stalin, I don't think so. I think Stalin was just destructive, and that's all he wanted to be. But it is these people. Stalin, you know, I mean, it's pretty agreed upon that Stalin killed Lenin while Lenin was getting older. That is these people in communism that come to the top, and as Dr. Mike here is saying, they will then exploit everyone, and they want to keep almost everyone poor because that gives them power. Now it's short-sighted and it will never last long, but I mean they can get a good 100 years of evil out, you know, through this rule. So he's completely right. Communism creates poverty, and that's by design to keep the dictators in power.
And also greatly impacts the forward-looking economic growth prospects. So not only are communist countries poorer, everyone in the country is poor, except for the people at the top. They always get by. It doesn't matter what economy structure you have. Not only are these countries poorer, but the rate at which they're increasing their wealth and thus their per capita income is also much lower. Freer market, more capitalist countries, not only are they richer, but they also grow faster. And so in the long run, 10, 20, 30 years, choosing your country as communist versus as relatively free market is a huge impact on actual people's lives.
Absolutely. Completely correct.
Researching
Frank and Beans is still missing. And hold on. We don't want to give these free commercials. That's a lot of money. There we go. Frank and Beans has not yet paid. He's got my credit cards. He's got all my money, my show money wrapped up. He's got who knows where. I got a text from him the other day and it said white bread. That's what he texted me. What does that mean? I don't even know where he is. He didn't text me anything else either. Anyway, well, I guess we'll find out. I bet you it's an adventure. Maybe it'll be good for the show. Anyway, he was supposed to get YouTube Premium. He didn't. Ugh, Frank and Beans. Frank and Beans. All right, Dr. Mike, I apologize for the interruption, but blame Frank and Beans. Completely not my fault. Okay, bye.
Let me give you some
examples. I
examples.
said bye.
I've taken some indices of economic freedom from the Heritage Foundation. I've tried to pair them to countries to do like versus like comparison. Here's the first one. China versus Taiwan. If you did a 23andMe between Chinese people and Taiwanese people, you would quickly find out.
I want to preempt this by saying I don't believe anything China says about economics, technology. I don't believe any of it. I believe China is a dying country, and I don't believe when they say they have this efficiency, they have this whatever growth. I don't believe it. I think they're lying. Go on.
It's the same thing. Like literally the same fucking people. The people of Taiwan generally, or a huge fraction of them, are kind of the folks that lost to the communist revolution in China and just went to Taiwan. So they're like the pro-capitalist people in China. And they're fucking Chinese people. They're Han Chinese, almost the same genetics, same subgenetics, same all that shit. Their culture is almost identical. They speak the literal same language, Mandarin Chinese. China is a megalith super producer, right? That's how you think of China.
I don't believe it.
Huge fucking massive land, crap load of resources.
That's true. And he's not going on down this road. But anything they have, anything good they have done in China has come at the expense of the rights of the people and the lives of the people. It's garbage. And Taiwan is actually comparatively, even to America, very economically free. So that's where he's probably going with this. But let's see.
Industry upon industry, they manufacture seemingly everything in the world. They have fucking 1.5 or 2 billion fucking people, and these are fucking Chinese people. You ever work with Chinese people? Them motherfuckers are productive as shit. They're peaceful, unbelievable, right? You think China got everything?
I would agree. There's some great. Oh, is that Frank and Beans? No, darn it, Frank and Beans. Okay. Oh, I agree. I think Chinese people are great. It's their government that's awful and rotten, and it's based on collectivism, based on communism, based on socialism. Yeah, there we go.
Every fucking advantage. Then we look at Taiwan. They got all the good stuff going for it, but there's a fucking tiny little island in the middle of the fucking South China Sea, really teeny tiny. They don't really have a ton of natural resources, and it's kind of like, oh, well, of course this little pathetic island, according to what you would expect people think is economic theory, which it's not. Natural resources are insanely overblown in modern economics. Or in modern economics, we understand natural resources get you some way, but not very far.
I would agree.
People think that's a huge important thing. You say most people, like, which one of these countries, given that you know nothing about them except one is, I don't know, 50 times bigger and has, I don't know, 20 times the number of people, even more.
Go on, Doc.
Which one's going to be wealthier? And say, of course, China, right? The per capita income of China sorry, real quick. The index of economic
And where he's going with this, people always quote for prosperity, they quote, the Scandinavian countries. I always quote Taiwan. And he's about to get into how successful Taiwan is. But they're successful because they've kind of struck a balance between what I said before. I think they do actually have universal health care there, I think. I'm not sure. We can look that up. If Frank and Beans is here, he would, but he probably would bungle it. Anyway, it's not demonizing business. It's appreciating. It's knowing that prosperous businesses help everyone right down the line. And yeah, will there be people with billions of dollars? Yeah. But if you have a house, if you have things you want, what do you care? Why would you be jealous of someone who put a lot of time and effort and energy, probably that you wouldn't want to? You wouldn't have a happy life if you did that, but they did. And that's why they have billions and billions. They don't demonize that there. We demonize it here. Sure, we sure do. Oh, it's awkward. We say, oh, if you have $1 billion, you're probably a bad person. But if you have $1 billion, you probably created value for a lot of people.
Index of economic freedom for China in this year, this is 2023, was just under 50, 48. The index of economic freedom, the higher the number, the better. For Taiwan is 80, just over 80, 80.7. So 30-point spread is fucking enormous.
Language.
Most countries are somewhere between 40 and 80. And 60 is kind of the middle ground of those two. Anything below 40, as we'll see later, is just a dilapidated hell. And anything in the 80 range and above is like basically paradise, right? But sort of knowing that, China's 48 or 50 versus 80 is a huge difference. And China's...
So,
Franken.
really good at the wallet and all the everyday carry stuff.
Frank and Beans. Oh, boy. I'm going to take this free advertising out of your check, Frankie. Wherever you are. Probably buying white bread somewhere. White bread. White bread.
I was surprised with how much they...
Quiet down. There we go. Now we skip it. And now we can... I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Mike's talking.
Kind of sunk back down.
There we go.
So China's history is one of largely much lower economic freedom than Taiwan's, whose history is almost exclusively of relatively high economic freedom, especially lately. The per capita income, per person income in China is about $20,000 a year.
Ooh.
In Taiwan, no natural resources, really, fucking little island, China's always aggressing militarily, is just over $60,000 a year. That's 3 times higher. If you're pro-communist,
Preach it, Mike.
you got a big, huge fucking problem.
Yep.
But don't worry, your problems have just begun.
Yes. I like where you're going,
West
Mikey.
Germany. Unfortunately, this is not pre-modern, but pre-internet, so we don't have any formal index of economic freedom stuff. We do know that East Germany was part of the
All right, let's
Eastern
stop it.
Bloc,
No,
so
let's keep going. I want to keep
low
going.
Index of economic freedom is
Smorgasbord chat. Let me know.
And West Germany was a modern Western European country, as high an index of economic freedom as modern unified Germany has today. Again, same language, same culture, same everything, just 2 different economic systems. At the time that the Berlin Wall fell, roughly in the late 80s, the average East German made $9,000 a year. The average West German made $20,000 a year. Guys, these aren't like one made 9 and one made 11, so it's nuance. There's no fucking nuance here. This is like orders of magnitude high.
And he was talking about earlier in the video how communism has no real definitions, and even when they give definitions, they're fluid and they change. This is why, because you cannot evade the reality that private and free markets, private business, free markets are better. They just are. There's a good. The good is people not being destitute. The bad is people being destitute. To get closer to people not being destitute, the free market. To get closer to being destitute, communism, socialism, any kind of control. End of story. And they don't want to talk about this, and I'm glad Doc here is bringing it up. Because it's true. And it needs to get out there. It needs to be part of the conversation. And this is a great way to do it. It might seem small. He gets, hundreds of thousands of views. But, as far as people in the world, it's a drop in the bucket. But it's all these little things. And like the Adorable Boy podcast getting out there. We do it all the time. And that's what's going to change things. We often, feel like we want a big change now, but that doesn't happen. And if it does, it's usually bad. No, it's little things. Educate people. Hey, Elon Musk, you may not like him personally. You may not like his political views and stuff. He did business. He created things. He facilitated the creation of things. He earned what he has. He did. Now, should he have any kind of special power with the government because of that? No, I don't think so. I don't think anyone should. But should we hate him for making things that make our lives better? No, it's ridiculous. They don't do that in Taiwan. We shouldn't do it here.
Higher.
I'm Spud
multiples higher. This is a huge deal. The most extreme example I'll give today, I'll give some after this. North versus South Korea. North Korea is the most repressed economy of all time. It is
of all time, really interesting. I wonder. Maybe it is. I don't know. Even more. No, maybe it is. Keep going, Mike. I like where you're
communist in a sense, but they gave up on redistribution a long time ago. So now it's just totalitarian hell. Don't worry, I'll get to why that is later. Most communist countries end up going in that direction by design.
They can only go by design. Exactly, Mike. Mike, you get me. Mike, he gets me.
Yeah!
He gets me.
Not by intention, but by design. North Korea's index of economic freedom is 2.9, not 20.9.
Whoa.
2.9.
That's
Remember,
crazy.
anything below 40 is low. 2.9 is unheard of, except in North Korea. And there's no financial data because they're not in the global economy and they don't publish financial data. Everything they publish is state propaganda and fucking lies.
Language.
But they have regular starvation, which means oftentimes their per capita income is under $2,000 per person per year. $2,000 per person per year or less. You can't have intermittent starvation otherwise because it's more money than you would have starvation with. Versus South Korea. Funny. North Korea, South Korea. The literal same people. The same language. Up until like 70 years ago, the same history too. They just cut that motherfucker right down the line.
Language.
And South Korea has an index of economic freedom of 73.7 last year, which is very high. And it has an average per capita income of $48,500 a year.
Again, I don't know much about South Korean culture, but I can guarantee they don't demonize business people and people who make money. Business people. I sound like a child. They don't demonize making money. They don't demonize that. They see it as a good thing because it helps everyone. You know, in the 90s, the term trickle down economics became like a thing to say against conservatives because I don't think Raven, the wrestler Raven, Ronald Reagan. I don't think he ever even said that, but it's attributed to him, his economic system. And to a certain extent, yes, if the businesses do well, then the people, it'll go right down the line. People will do well. But it's used as something to attack conservatives like it never happened. And it does when it doesn't happen, when there's a big disparity between the very rich and the very poor, right in the middle there is government. Right in the middle, taking all they can and leaving less for the people on the lower end. So they'll blame the free market. Oh, it doesn't work. Rich people are greedy. Some are, yeah. And go find me a greedy rich person, one of those evil people they always talk about, and I guarantee I will find you someone with immense government contacts. I guarantee I'll find you someone with a massive place in Washington so they can get what they want from these politicians. So when you have AOC, when you have Bernie Sanders telling us, oh, the rich are evil, no one needs $1 billion, no one needs 10 billion, no one needs 11 billion. They're taking it. They are. For nothing. They're stealing it, I think. You know, maybe not in the legal sense of the word, though maybe, I don't know. But they sit in the middle and they take the money and then tell the people under them how terrible the people who gave them the money are. And that's a socialist / communist system. That's how it works. That's it.
48.5 versus 2. And curiously enough, the more extreme the communism is, or the economic repression, the government's attempt to control the economy, the more poor the people are. And that's something we see holding all the time. Next up, going to a different part of the world. Venezuela versus Chile. As far as natural resources, as far as integration of the global economy, Venezuela had every single advantage. Also, Venezuelans were technically trained, really fucking smart people, really well educated, the whole gamut. But they decided, let's do some communism.
Let's do some kind of good one, Mike. We'll end after this little. We'll know when it's time to end, but we'll cut this soon. We got Podtober to get into on the Adorable Boy podcast. Subscribe to the Adorable Boy Smorgasbord. Not real, but you'll get all the history, the archives of the show. You'll really enjoy them. Some great stuff. Again, we don't have every radio thing. We have a lot, though. A lot from our almost 50-year history now. Wow, we're going up there. But subscribe, and that's the best way to support the show. And yeah, so keep going, Mike.
And so last year, the index of economic freedom
Venezuela.
for Venezuela was 25.8
That's low.
versus Chile, which Chile is actually on paper, this is part of the funny business of nomenclature, Chile's government on paper is a socialist government. But when you look at why, it was the rebellion against the Augusto Pinochet thing, and Augusto Pinochet set up the financial and economic structures that have benefited Chile so well, but he also did a lot of murder without trial, which is bad, of course. So it's kind of a...
And I mean, okay, so he set up, what he's saying, I think he set up more capitalistic economic things, but it's about, it's about not, the reason capitalism is the best system is because it respects the rights of the citizens. If you're doing that and then killing a lot of people, that's not how it works. That's not, really, I would call that not capitalism, but, people would argue that. But it's about freedom. That's, anytime I advocate for capitalism, it's because it's the freest system there is. And in reality, that's the best system. So, people will say, oh, blah, 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 killing and everything. That's not part of capitalism. No, capitalism is strictly an economic system, and it needs a strong government, and it needs everyone else's rights, other rights, speech and all that. It needs those to be protected too. So there we go.
Yang type of situation. Nowadays, Chile calls themselves socialist, but on the metrics, they're actually an insanely free market. They're a highly capitalist country. Their index of economic freedom is 71.1. So we're talking about roughly 70 versus roughly 26 for Chile versus Venezuela. Venezuela's average income is just over $5,000 a year per person. And in Chile, it's roughly $26,000 a year per person. 5 times the amount.
These numbers he's given, pretty good. South Korea, North Korea, Venezuela, Chile, and the other one, I forget which it is. The numbers bear out capitalism, privatization is better.
All in Latin America. Next up, Vietnam versus Thailand.
All right, we'll stop there. Vietnam versus Thailand. You doing a great job there, Doc Mike. Doc Mike. I'll write that down. Great job. Thank you, Dr. Mike. The Adorable Boy podcast salutes you, and we're gonna join you next time for this video. I'm really enjoying this series. Dr. Mike and Spud attack communism. I like it. All right, let's see. FAQ time. Do we think? Huh? Do we think that, guys? I think we do. But first, this. Oh, not that. Hold on. I'm so silly. There we go. First, this. Well, we need sound.
At Mount Airy Lodge, Pocono Gardens, or Strickland's. Enjoy swimming, tennis, boating, beautiful accommodations, fabulous food, and a special price. Right now, this $110 value is yours for only $75. Call 1-800-441-4410.
That's a good value.
All you have to bring is your love of everything. Beautiful Mount Airy Lodge.
Beautiful Mount Airy Lodge. Thank you, everyone. We love it. Beautiful Mount Airy Lodge. All right, so where should we go? We got a new game to play, and I have a whole intro for it in the song, but Frank and Beans is gone, and I don't know how to find it, so I guess we'll have to go without it this time. But I promise, whether Frank and Beans comes back or we have to hire someone new, maybe Tom will get on that, our general manager. He's still here, by the way. He didn't die. He's still alive, which, it's good news. All right. We have this game. I'd love to give you the whole, professional, what you come to expect from the Adorable Boy podcast. Don't have it, but here it is. Let's get a visual. There we go. I said it. And here's the game. It is called See, Lavish, and Good Day. See, Lavish, Good Day. Now, let me explain it to you. A lot of radio shows stole this bit and made it more vulgar. I don't like that. And a lot of you are probably familiar with the other game, which I won't even say the name of, because I find it vulgar and violent. But this is the best way to play it, the real way to play it, where we're going to get 3 ladies, or a gentleman, I guess, at some point too. Who knows? It's 2025. It's 2025. We're going to give the choice of 3 ladies, and I will pick, and maybe we'll have callers in on this later, in subsequent playings of it. So we're going to pick 3 ladies and we're going to choose one to see more of so that we can get an idea of their character and personality. One to lavish with treasures from faraway lands of fortunes untold. That made sense. And one to say, good day, sir, / ma'am, or them, they, or whatever. So there it is. And it's tough. Usually the contestants are lovely ladies, and it's tough to, that's part of the game. It's tough to choose. So here we are. I will show you the contestants for this week on See Lavish Good Day. Here we go. There they are. We have Stephanie Kramer. We have Rebecca Arthur, and we have Summer Sanders, Figure It Out era. Okay, so Stephanie Kramer, Rebecca Arthur, and Summer Sanders. Let's see. All right, let's get this together. Now, I kind of recognize who they are. The one is Stephanie Kramer is the girl from television's Hunter. Rebecca Arthur is also an actress from the 80s, and Summer Sanders is a swimmer. But we're not talking about when she was a swimmer. She also hosted a game show called Figure It Out, and that's the era we're concerning with ourselves with today for this edition of See Lavish Good Day. All right, let's see. So we have to explore each of these women on their merits. So first we will go with Stephanie Kramer. Let's see. All right. Let's see what we can learn about old Stephanie. Not old. She's young and vivacious. Sure. Why not? All right. Stephanie Kramer. Let's see. She was born somewhere in these United States. She portrayed feminist icon Detective Dee Dee McCall on TV's Hunter. She probably supped with Fred Dreyer. They worked together for years. Fred Dreyer played Hunter, by the way. He was also a football player. Maybe he'll be on See Lavish Good Day one day. I think I'll lavish him. Anyway, she's a prolific actress, songstress, and directress. Directress, that's a word. And she has a podcast, and she's probably not a cow tower. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. So there we go. Stephanie Kramer. I don't like that P in the name. That's a weird way to spell Stephanie. Fanny. Anyway, that's okay. I'm not going to hold that against her. Let's see. The next one that we will talk about is Summer Sanders. She was born in Roseville, California. She was a commissioner for the Game and Sports Network. That's big. Gave away multiple N64 game consoles. She presided over this, what is that? The sliming of multiple C-list adolescent celebrities, sorry. My monitor's kind of far from me. Frank and Beans didn't set it up because he's not here. She extended the career of Danny Tamborelli, and she probably knows a lot of people. That's good. It's good to know people, I think. All right. Let's see. All right, our last contestant, Rebecca Arthur. She was born in Cumberland, Maryland. She starred in the hit television program Perfect Strangers. She played Balky's girlfriend, if you're a fan. She prioritizes good hydration. That's great. That's looking good to me. She's a voiceover actress. There's no evidence to indicate that she is a fan of the Canadian Football League. Okay, that's important. Other credits involve Get Shorty, Scrooged, and Every Breath. I don't know what that is. All right. So there we have it. We have the 3 ladies. And, I like other shows when they did their vulgar version of this, which, everyone steals my bits, but no big deal. They would also all just kind of base it on their looks. And that's not what we do here. We do something different. So let's get the contestants back up and then we'll discuss a little more. All right, Stephanie Kramer, I'm not a fan of that name. Great job on Hunter. Being a friend of Fred Dreyer is definitely a plus. I like it. So that's where you are. Rebecca Arthur. Perfect Strangers was good. She had to deal with Balky. I'm sure that wasn't easy. Yeah, and hydration is very important. That's very important to me. Summer Sanders on the Figure It Out era. Great show. She was a commissioner. That's a big deal. Probably knew a lot of people. Also a great deal. So it's going to be a tough one for me. Here's what I'm thinking so far. Let's see. Oh, man. Okay. I'd like to see them all. I wouldn't mind lavishing them all, but I don't want to say good day. That's why this game is so tension building. Because it's just tough. Okay. All right. I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to reveal who I picked. It wasn't easy. I just locked my answer in. All right, so I have chosen to see Summer Sanders Figure It Out edition. I'd like to get to know more about her. She knows a lot of people. Maybe she has a lot of stories about people. I forgot to mention, no intimacy. When I say see, there's no intimacy necessarily involved. So I want that to be known. In fact, it's an impossibility. But, that's the difference. I had to point that out because of the vulgar nature of that other game. I'm not just going around, fornicating. I wouldn't do that. But if I want to get to know someone more, fine. Maybe not a romantic thing. I just want to see them so I could get to know them better. And then I would be one of the people she knows. So she would know more people. It would benefit her as well. There we go. I choose to lavish Rebecca Arthur, with treasures from with treasures untold from faraway lands. I think that's what it is. Why? She was in a lot of things. She hung out with Balky. Probably deserves, and cousin Larry. Probably deserves something for that. And I just think it would make her happy. I don't know. I could lavish her, sure. And unfortunately, I have to say good day to Stephanie Kramer, TV's DD McCall. Hard to do. Didn't want to do it. It's just that P in the name. The way she spells her name, I can't abide that. So I'll say good day to you, ma'am. I do wish you luck in your future endeavors. So there we go. That's it. Like lightning, like a brilliant strike of lightning, this game has come and gone. And you've learned the how to really see someone lavish, how to choose between seeing them, lavishing them with gifts untold from faraway lands, and saying good day. A tough choice, entertaining as all stuff. And there we go. All right, we got some super adorable chats to play. I think the smorgasbord feedback, which is like lightning fast, is really loving the see lavish good day. We'll do that some more. Okay, so let's get that FAQ up. All right, Frankie Meads is going to help me. There we go. Do you ever get tired of being the legendary shock jock? Everybody loves you. Do I ever get tired of being a legendary shock jock? Everybody loves you. I'm going to say no. Does it have its challenges? Sure. People always want a piece of you. People always want to know you. But it comes with the territory. I had to bend down there to get something. That's why I disappeared. It comes with the territory. When there's a point. And for me, it happened. We just made it big. We had a big rally when we were welcome into town. Down in where was it? Beaufort. Yeah, Carolina. We had a big rally and like everyone loved us and welcomed us. And I was like, okay, this is where I step into, little Spud Dorobleski, the journeyman radio guy, starting when he was 18. And I was only about 21 when this happened in Beaufort. But that was like, it really set into me that, you're famous now and things are different. So when that happened, it was like, okay, you don't belong to the people, but you could be doing them a service by being the best celebrity you can. Now, I don't want to be bothered when I go out to dinner at Nobu or whatever. And I'm usually not. It's a high class crowd there. But I do get when people get starstruck. And so I wouldn't say I get tired of being legendary shock jock. Everybody loves you. But sometimes it's difficult. But I always just think, it's better than the alternative, better than being some kowtowing podcaster, some podcaster who gives up, who stops podcasting, because I don't know, they're lazy or they, whatever. They think they're done. I'd much rather be legendary shock jock. Everybody loves you than that. So great question on the FAQ. That's my answer. All right. Why is your social media team always talking about the prime mover? I don't really check in on the social media team often, but they do talk about that. I do know that. It's something, people love to say, if you're smart, you don't believe in God. But the prime mover argument, the argument for motion set forth by, many people during history, it can't be, as of right now, with what we know about energy, the laws of energy and all that, it can't be denied. It can't be. So people love to try to because they want to pretend like you're an idiot and you don't believe in science if you believe in God or anything, a prime mover, the supernatural prime mover, which isn't God, but we all know it is. So that's, I mean, they like to get stuff drummed up. They like to get people talking. They like to educate people. The people who argue against the prime mover get so mad and they say such stupid things like atoms make energy or photons appear out of nowhere. But really we're helping them, my social media team. And I'm glad they are, I don't get on there much, but I'm glad they're helping people understand, even met with hostility, they still do it. And that's very important. Because really, and if you're not familiar with the prime mover argument, I think it was best explained by St. Thomas Aquinas, that since energy cannot be created or destroyed, the initial energy of creation had to be provided by a supernatural entity. Now, not necessarily, Thomas Aquinas said it was God, and he has reasons for saying that. I'm not saying it's necessarily God, but it is. And so that a supernatural entity needed to set things in motion. And that annoyed, I never even say it's God on, not the social media team never says it's God, but it is God. But it doesn't, it doesn't even matter, because based on our understanding, and that could change, maybe we'll find out, something needed to provide that initial energy. It just needed to happen. And it had to be supernatural because nothing in nature can be moving of its own volition without other energy transferred from somewhere. And that's the argument. And it makes these people really mad. I've seen them. One of them just said nuclear fission, as if that, as if the energy from that comes from nowhere. It's not transferred from anywhere. Another one, a languisher, a duty languisher, he said that atoms make energy. He said that light has no energy. He said that photons come out of nowhere, and he just gets so confused. And it's fun to watch the social media team play with them like a cat with a mouse. Yes. So that is why the social media team is high on talking about the prime mover. All right. Last FAQ question. Will you be entering the Dabbleverse? I'm familiar with the Dabbleverse. I'm entertained by it. The Dabbleverse, for those of you, I'm about to be a professional broadcaster guy here. It is a collection of live streaming shows and podcasts that deal with just a certain universe, mostly centered around this guy named Stuttering John, who used to be on the Howard Stern show, but it's kind of expanded into other people. Will I be entering? I don't think I'll be entering it. I will comment on it. I got some stuff. We can get into it right after this, actually. And our Podtober actually today focuses on a Dabbleverse show. Or not show, but Dabbleverse characters. So I don't know if we'll be entering it. We'll talk about it, sure. And if anyone wants to reach out, whatever, they can talk to our people and see if they want to get on the show or whatever. It's entertaining though, the Dabbleverse. It's very old school radio. Like it's the closest thing, other than this show, which is keeping old school radio alive. It's the closest thing to like when Howard Stern was good and when Opie and Anthony were good and Ron and Fez and all those old great talk shows. This is kind of the evolution of that. It's not on the radio anymore. It's on the internet, and there's fights between different shows and different people, and it's way more interactive for the fans, which is cool. It's that's where the evolution went. But really, that's what I see it. I see it as it is serving the same audience that Howard Stern did in the 90s and Opie and Anthony, all those great talk radio shows. And that's where all of that moved. There's still some stuff on radio, but even sports and comedy and all that stuff that you used to get on the radio or on TV, a lot of times you get now on streaming on the internet. So I don't think we'll be entering it, but we will definitely talk about it. We'll interact. We love it. It's fun. There's a lot of great people in there. A lot of great shows. The Shuley Network. Shuley, he used to work for Howard Stern. He has a great show called The Uncle Rico Show. Mike Morse. I'm a morsel from way back, by the way. The great Mike Morse. Very funny man. Love him. Anthony Zenhauser's on that show on the Shuley Network. They have multiple shows, but the big show is the Uncle Rico Show. Anthony Zenhauser is a very funny comedian, really funny. Very smart, too. They're all on that show smart. A guy named Pat Dixon. He's a great Dabbleverse kind of show. One of my favorite, though, and I really respect this guy, and I see this guy as a really a good contender to be a legend, really, like I am. Patrick Melton, Nobody Likes Onions, a very good show. I very much recommend that. He's really, really good. He's very funny. He's a comedian. He's been podcasting since like 2005. You know, I was on the radio then, but I wasn't podcasting then. So something of an innovator. Very funny guy. But yeah, those are the Dabbleverse shows that I like. And there are many more. I know I'm leaving some out. Don't get mad at me. But since we're talking about the Dabbleverse, I have a little road to take my adorable boy disciples down. So I mentioned the guy, Pat Dixon. He's a comedian. Pat Dixon has a show on the Dabbleverse. You watch it every night. His YouTube channel is P. Dixon. He plays piano. He takes requests for songs. You give him $5 and he'll play your song. Give him more, I think, though. He's very, very good. But he has an ex-girlfriend who, and this is a theme in this segment and our Podtober segment later. Oh, wait, do I have to get to the super chat? I was going to ask Frank and Means, but he's not here. I probably should, right? All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. There we go. All right. No, not that one. Okay. Here we go. Super chat from Adorable Boy Disciple, Fun Time number 1 for $983. The rookery is running low. Can you get some squid? Never mind. Just don't worry about that. Just get that off. No, that not me. Get the super chat off. No, put me back on. I don't. There we go. I'm sorry. Frankie Beans is stupid, but I need to. I don't know what they're talking about, but yes, I can. Okay, so back to what I was talking about before. The Dabbleverse. Pat Dixon has an ex-girlfriend, and her name is something. I don't know. It doesn't matter what her name is. But they've had a very tenuous relationship, and it's kind of played out on the Dabbleverse. She seems not to be able to let him go, and he talks about her a lot too. Whatever. I think they dated for a while, and I think they had a bad effect on each other. So now she's in the Dabbleverse, and it seems like she's trying to just. It seems like she says she's a comedian, but you can't find much of her stand-up online. I think she's one of those people who kind of likes everything about being a comedian other than doing the work of a comedian. That's what it seems like to me. And when you're a female comedian, there aren't that many, so you can get on shows. And I've watched a lot of Dabbleverse shows, and I've never seen her say anything funny. But she talks about Pat Dixon a lot. She tries to get people like, there was this one comedian, Ray DeRido. I forget his name. But she didn't like him for some reason and tried to get him banned from his gym, his Planet Fitness. It was just weird. And she seems, I don't know her. She seems like she's had, she probably has had some tough times in her life emotionally. But I don't think there's an excuse for the way, the vindictiveness that she acts with. And the fact that none of it's funny. If she was funny and vindictive, you would kind of look past it, or at least appreciate it. But there's no humor. I've never heard her say anything funny, though she claims to be a comedian. Whenever she's confronted on a show with people who are funny, she has nothing to say. She kind of shrinks down. Maybe we'll watch a video of that later. But anyway, so this girl, who I've just artfully described, she started dating a guy who used to chat on her ex-boyfriend Pat Dixon's show. His name is Karmic. Karmic is a guy who lives somewhere in the Midwest. He doesn't seem to have a lot of life experience. I'm not putting him down. That's just who he is. I think he admitted he's now dating this girl, and he's dated one girl before. I think he had a job, but he doesn't have it anymore. He's streaming. He's making okay money. He drinks on his stream a lot. He's got a unique voice. People seem to like him. I don't dislike him. However, I think this whole thing with him dating this girl, Pat Dixon's ex-girlfriend, Felicia is her name. I think she's using it to keep her name out there, to have shows, to try and get money. That's what I think. I don't think she really likes this guy. I could be wrong, but that's my view. And I have a video to show you of them talking about something, and I'm just going to play it, and then we'll talk about it. I want to let it breathe so that you can hear it all. Yeah, here it is. So this is a clip. Misery Love Clips did this. That's a YouTube channel. They do clips of all these Dabbleverse shows. Go check them out. Like and follow and subscribe. They're great. But this is a video of Karmic and Felicia talking about something. It's a short. So here we go.
Why was there like a divorce between the two that kind of precipitated
all right, hold on one
like
second.
an issue?
All right. So the guy on the bottom is Karmic, and the girl up top is Felicia. All right. So we'll start that over. And let's make it, can we make it a little louder? Frank and Beans isn't here, so I got to do it myself. How about that? All right.
Why was there like a divorce between the two that kind of precipitated like an issue where it's like, okay, she did this to me, and
no, it was he was an alcoholic, and she just kind of felt like, I don't want to deal with his whatever, anger, mood swings, whatever it was that he was doing. So she was trying to put things in his morning coffee to chill him out.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I would never do that.
Well done, Misery Love Clips.
I don't even think I could do that in a situation where I was married and I had children with the person. Where it's like you feel obligated to stay. I would never do it, because if something happens to them, right, you are going to be the first one questioned.
Absolutely.
As the spouse.
The spouse, yes.
That's like, why would you do anything like that would lead straight to you? They're going to find whatever's in there in the system. So why would you do anything like that would lead straight to you?
All right. Hold on. Let's calm down there. Okay. Now we'll watch it again, but let's just take this in. Obviously, the person who made the clip took it out of context and has their own agenda here. They're trying to make it look like something. I don't know how this came up. I don't know any of that. But where she brings it to is very odd to me. So we'll watch it again, and we will pause. Let me get myself in here. So let's see. There it is. I want you to see me while you're watching this, because I think it's very important that you see me and you keep in touch with your hero. I mean, which is what I am. I know. Okay, there we go. So I'll move myself up here right next to. Hi, Felicia. I'm right next to you. Hi. How you doing? Okay. So we're going to take this bit by bit. Let's see. Okay.
Was there like a divorce between the two that kind of precipitated like an issue where it's like, okay.
Okay. From watching it before, we know that they're talking about a woman poisoning a man. So Karmic is asking, was there a divorce?
This to me, and
no, it was he was an alcoholic, and she just kind of felt like, I don't want to deal with his whatever, anger.
Now I get, maybe she's dealt with that in the past. I get it. Talking about this perfectly. I get it. Go on.
Her mood swings, whatever it was that he was doing. So she was trying to put things in his morning coffee to chill him out.
Interesting.
Yeah. But
that's a funny edit right there. I mean, come on.
I would never do that.
That's a weird place to take it, but I even get it. That's what they're talking about. It's weird that it was brought up. I'd like to see how it was brought up, but I couldn't find it. Just declaring I would never do that. Most people wouldn't. But okay, she's talking about it. They're doing a show. They're making content. Go ahead. Go on.
I don't even think I could do that in a situation where I was married and I had children with the person. Where it's like you feel obligated to stay.
Okay. I
would never do it, because if something happens to
Here's where it turns a little bit for me.
them, right? You are going to be the first one questioned.
Absolutely.
As the spouse.
The spouse, yes.
That's like, why would you do anything like that?
So the reason she wouldn't do it is because she would be found out, not because poisoning someone is wrong, or you might go to jail. Not you might go to jail. It's that it would be found out, which I guess then you would go to jail. But whatever. It's just odd to me. It's odd to declare, well, I wouldn't poison someone because I would get caught. But what if she knew she wouldn't get caught? Would she then poison someone? That begs the question.
That would lead straight to you. They're gonna find whatever's in there in the system. So why would you do anything like that would lead straight to you?
So it seems her issue is not with poisoning; it's with getting caught poisoning. It's a little bit scary, I gotta say. I don't know her. I don't like her content. I think she's doesn't put any effort into it. I think she's just there to make money. I mean, I think if she doesn't really have any following, but if she gets a following, she'll be a cow-tower. I believe, if she stays on this path. So yeah, that's a little bit of Dabbleverse for you. A little bit of scary. Great job by Misery Love Clips. I love the video. But it boggles my mind that she would come out and say that. And not only did she come out and say that, but how does she not understand how that's going to make her look? She won't poison a man she was married to and had kids with only because she'll get caught. It's not a good look there, Felish. And, I'll give you a fair shot. You want to come on the show? I don't know if I'd let you on the show. I don't know if you deserve this kind of audience. Maybe I would, but I don't know. By the way, join the smorgasbord. It's not real, but it's the best way to support the show. Get all our archives, get all the new shows, all the members-only content, all for you. We do about 3 or 4 shows a week. Not really, but it's great. Please support the show. Join the smorgasbord. Is it Borg or board? I should know that. I don't know. All right. Is it time for Podtober? I think it is. Now, we should discuss what Podtober is. I've been on Radio Legend, but I'm not going to deny that there are other great radio legends out there. And one of the best radio shows ever. I think any adorable boy Seipel knows that, in my opinion, it's Ron and Fez is the greatest radio show ever. And behind that is Opie and Anthony. And then Howard Stern, I guess, is the next. So Opie and Anthony had some great stuff. And in radio, a lot of times, everyone always steals my bits, and podcasting as well. But sometimes you use other people's bits and you give them credit, which is what I'm doing right now. Podtober was born out of Jocktober, which is what Opie and Anthony did. We didn't start doing Podtober till after Opie and Anthony were gone, just so you know. We revived it. And it's where they would take radio shows, we take podcasts, and we teach them some lessons on what they're doing wrong. And that's what the Podtober is. We've done it. We didn't do it last year, but we've done it in the past to great effect. It's great fanfare. Everyone loved it. And they laughed too. They thought it was funny, and then they would say stuff like, yeah. I'm kind of thirsty. I need something to drink.
Lemonade?
No, not lemonade. No, not that. Let's see.
I drink the real pop.
No, I don't. No, I like to eat clean there, Teresa. But thank you. Okay, so this edition of Podtober, we will talk about a podcaster. The thumbnail for the show is, again, like this girl Felicia that we just talked about. She says she's a comedian. You can't find any. She's less of a comedian, this girl, than Felicia is, I think. You can't find any stand-up online. She married a comedian named Gino, and he doesn't do much. He does a few shows a month. He's not, I don't know. And she does podcasts, and they're just terrible. They're really just awful stuff. And they're awful because she puts no effort into it, but she does the shows, but she has no, I've never heard her say anything funny. She's a supposed comedian. Never heard her say anything funny. And she does stuff just to get clicks, just to get seen, but she doesn't work on her comedy. She's someone who doesn't, from what I've seen, doesn't have a lot of integrity. She will be best friends with someone one day and then try to destroy them the next day. And that's what I see from her. Her name is Keanu Thompson. Again, her shows are awful. I've never actually watched her show. I've seen them through clips of other people, and she's been on other shows that I watch. And before we get into her podcast, she did a thing on Alex Stein. We all love Alex Stein. We do. And I think it's good to kind of analyze that. So we're going to pick it up in the middle here. Alex is talking. It's her. It's another comedian. And it's some other guy who I don't know. The other comedian is Chrissy Mayer, who's okay. She's okay. She's fine. There's Alex Stein. And he's talking to...
Revenge porn, which you know all about. Yeah, because you don't like revenge porn, because Still Toe Morning Show, Aaron
so
and
that's
Molte, real quick,
all Dabbleverse stuff. No big
Actually,
deal.
that is a segue. And I'm very, very sad, but I have to talk about this because this is kind of like a relief.
In the hot tub.
Right,
well, Morning Show, Nick Rekieta.
So he's talking about this guy Steel Toe. He's in the Dabbleverse. He's awful too. Does a terrible show in my opinion.
You know, meditation that I do every day because
we're looking to find
like
Keanu,
not that I'm perfect,
and you'll see her when they.
Keanu. From a hot tub.
He's talking there.
It's funny.
And you're gonna watch in this video. She says nothing funny. She's nervous. She at least try to be funny. That's my problem with her. Go on. Keep talking, Alex. Sorry to interrupt you.
Revenge porn case starring
blah, blah,
Nick
blah.
Rekieta, whose wife was
Okay.
naked, and Steel Toe Morning Show, Aaron and Molte shared this picture too.
So this guy he's talking about, this girl Keanu was enemies with this guy Steel Toe, and then she was friends with him, and then she was enemies again. I think she's enemies now. So it's a long story.
Your
Kind
husband.
Kind of really.
And what was Gino's reaction? Because he said that, I remember that Aaron said something like, ooh, not too bad.
Okay. So there she is in the middle there. This is a comedy show, right? This is her chance to shine. Alex Stein has a big audience. So get on there, act confident, perform, be your best, and show the world what you have. And tell me if anything she says is funny.
Too bad.
Yeah.
The phrase still
She also puts on a very affected voice, and it's just infuriating.
haunts me. I went, what the hell was it? And you could tell June was like...
well, good communication. Good job. You could tell, and then make a noise.
A little bit uncomfortable, but trying.
I think, go back a second. Look at Christy Mayer's face, the girl on the right, the redhead. It seems like in her head, she's begging for this segment where Keanu's talking to be over. Look at her face when she's looking at her.
The phrase still haunts me. I went, what the hell was it? And you could tell June was like, a little bit uncomfortable.
There.
But trying to be a bro. I guess I like tattoos more than I think. Aaron.
There. From that look, and I don't know, that looks to me like she's like, please just stop talking. And she should stop talking. Nothing funny is happening.
Knows he should not have done that. But this is the best reality television on the internet.
So she's talking, what she does, she talks about gossip, she talks about controversy, but who cares? Like, honestly, like, she's not adding anything, she's not doing anything. And this is her podcast too. Again, just from the clips I've seen, it's, we're going to have some fun here with her. That's all I know. All right, let's get me on the screen here because that's what you all want to see. Where should I go? I'll go on this guy's lap. Hi, buddy. I'm your penguin friend now. No, I'm not a penguin. I'm a human being. All right, there I am. There we go.
Of all time, it really is. We didn't think that was right to do. However, I won't say. Right, Jesus God. I'm not going to say what Eugene would say.
No one
about,
cares. Eugene's her husband.
The whole situation.
He's also not very funny.
Aaron has learned from his, I believe, we recognize his foibles, and I think he recognizes them too. That's a disgusting thing to do. I've been revenge.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. That's another thing that annoys me about this girl. Listen, she did OnlyFans. I don't care if that's what you want to do. Do I think it's good for a person? No. Do I think it's detrimental to society? Yes. Does she have a right to do it? Yes. Would I put someone down for doing it? No. But the thing is, if you want to be a comedian, if you want to make it in a world like that, and you've done OnlyFans, you have to be prepared to defend it. You do. You just do. People are going to bring it up. People are going to say, who are you? You know, you did OnlyFans, whatever. But what this woman does is she gets mad at people for saying it, doesn't come back, doesn't, has no defense for it other than stop saying it. And then she will get mad at someone for telling people about the nude pictures you can find of her online, but then go on the show of someone who posted those nude pictures. So there's no integrity. If she likes you, you can do whatever you want. If she doesn't like you, everything you do is wrong. And that situation played out with that podcaster, Patrick Melton. He put a link to it on his Twitter. I wouldn't do it, but whatever. And she hates him for that. Another podcaster, Kevin Brainman, I think he posted them on his Twitter. I can't be for sure, but he somehow linked to them. And she goes on his show all the time. She's not mad at him. He directly posted them. The other guy, she's very mad at. It's whoever can serve her. And she was friends with Patrick Melton at one point. So it's this moral inconsistency. It's this lack of integrity. It really bothers me. And then she puts on a terrible show. And if you do that, if you live your life like that, you are definitely going to come in the sights of Podtober. Let's watch a little more of this clip and see her add nothing.
How many times? You know what I mean?
It's a bad situation.
Oh boy, look at her face there. She knows it went terribly. Oh, she is not feeling good. And she shouldn't because she bombed.
I think Aaron probably...
But she didn't even bomb. She didn't even try. He asked her a question. She gave nothing humorous. I like the guy's face on the end there. I'm glad I'm sitting on his lap.
Has learned a big lesson from this. I'm sure Nick has learned a lesson from this. Not that, you don't think so? You don't think Nick? Who looks worse? Real quick.
Again, she is so uncomfortable there. Look at that. And again, everyone is uncomfortable when they first start performing, but she's been doing it for years and claims she's a professional comedian. claims she's a professional podcaster. And this, instead of working on getting comfortable and being a better performer, she's talking about these controversies, not doing anything to make her podcast better, to make her comedy better. Yeah, you're going to be on Podtober. Deal with it.
We got to do an ad read, then we got to bring on our guest. And all of this, though, I tend to kind of skew, and Chrissy, you might be different. I kind of tend
to know that is.
We're not here for
Chrissy. I wouldn't last very long, but you know.
I like Alex.
Pissed off that Aaron got out of there. That's it. And
that sounds kind of awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds.
Drugs just lying around.
I can't.
Anything funny?
Last very long, but you know, Nick.
He was pissed off that Aaron got out of there.
Is that a joke?
And
Anyone laughing?
Aaron is so easy to goof on. He's a fucking, you know.
But you know,
she died in the middle of that one.
Aaron actually, because he can like remember movies and stuff, he actually is pretty funny. He's not like a bad broadcaster.
No, he is a bad broadcaster.
And he's always getting the goal. I think that's so funny.
Whoa, look at her face.
And I'm going to get killed for this. Aaron actually, because he can like remember movies and stuff, he actually is pretty funny. He's not like a bad broadcaster. I know.
Fine.
And he's always getting.
Oh, she wants to be anywhere but there. And this is their big shot. And she's blowing it. You're blowing it, Keanu, with your purple shirt.
The goal, I think that's so funny. It's like we got a Venmo, PayPal. I love that. I think it's almost like I say pimp on a blimp. It's he is using trauma-based mind control to e-beg to his audience. But, we all have to make a living.
Uncomfortable life.
One woman got naked.
You know, when you break up with somebody, there's like animosity because like y'all used to be together.
Oh,
like,
she's uncomfortable.
Like, it's not like a friendship. It's like a breakup. It's not like a friendship.
Wait, look at her. She's sitting a lot closer. She's friends with Chrissy on the right there, on screen right. But she's sitting a lot closer to the guy who doesn't seem to want to be sitting closer to her. I don't know who he is. I like him, though, I think. I just think that's funny, the body language. That's her friend there, but she's searching. I mean, through her body language, I would think she's searching for comfort from the guy, who I don't think she knows. Anyway.
It's like there's some weird sort of...
Yeah.
There's some metaphysical thing that we can't describe. And Karmic, don't dox yourself.
Oh, that's Karmic. That's the guy we were talking about before.
Area?
I am Minnesota.
This guy, Joey C. Hold on, I'm blocking Joey C. Everyone needs to see Joey C. Quiet down, Alex Stein, for a second. There we go. Hold on, let me move. I'm going to go in front of Keanu here. There we go. Joey C. down below me right now. Hi, Joe. Great podcaster. Funny, so funny, and yet he doesn't know why. Also, I think he's running for president in 2028. We should all give our support for that. Let's see what Karmic has to say, just for a second.
Steel Toe Morning Show. Have you ever heard of Nick Rekieta, Karmic?
Yes, I have spoken with Nick on my stream. I had one
Karmic's
once,
weird
and I've been on Steel Toe's show once for 5 minutes, and I can give or take, leave or take them.
They both have issues. Again, anything funny, Keanu? Anything. Even try. I know I'm not looking for what Chrissy Mayer says here. I'm sure Chrissy Mayer at least attempted to say something funny. Probably did say something funny. But Keanu, no. Not going to happen. All right. I'm still looking for Frankenbeans. Okay.
Why not?
How do you feel about hot tubs?
Yeah, why not? Why don't you just go? You guys, it's cold up there. You need that hot tub. I don't know. I feel like Steel Toe and Nick Rekieta are fine young men that just made some mistakes, and they deserve a second chance. Slam piece.
Nothing. Yeah. Oh, let's see. She said something there.
Isn't that pretty bad that he calls his significant other Slam piece?
I actually said, because he didn't want to say her name, I said call her just Slam piece, and then it just stuck. But I met the gal.
Oh, boy. She has lost all her confidence. And that's what happens when you don't build yourself up as a performer. That's what happens when you prioritize everything else. This is what happens. Oh, Keanu. All right. I think that's enough for that one. So let's see. We are going to talk about she has her own podcast. And this is one she did with a girl named Ashley Cummings. Ashley Cummings is a sister of the comedian Whitney Cummings, who stinks, in my opinion. And Ashley, I'm not saying she's great, but this isn't about her. I don't know her integrity. I don't know much about her at all. So, I'll let that go. And I actually haven't watched this clip yet because I want to go in fresh for you guys. It's actually an entire podcast they had. We're just going to watch it and insult her. But this is live with Kiki and Ashley. Kiki, it's infuriating that she calls herself Kiki. And that's enough. I mean, right there got me anyway. Right there, I see a podcaster named Kiki. I'm like, Podtober. So there. So I'm going to put this in here. There we go. Now, Now, mind you, 3 minutes in. 3 minutes in. And this is all it's played. I don't know if that's her or not running on the beach. I don't care. Let's see how long it goes, though. Shall we? I kept the sound off. Let's see. Okay, we're at 322, 334, 405. The same. Again, we talk about kowtowing. No, get her off screen. Thank you. We talk about kowtowing. You get on, and for all these minutes where you could be providing quality content, you play a video of someone running across a beach. You don't care about your audience. You don't respect them. You think they'll just tune in for whatever. And maybe 70 do, but that's nothing. I mean, the Adorable Boy podcast on the smorgasbord, at any point, we have about 9,000 people cuming the show. Old radio talk. But at high points, during each show, it goes low and high. We get 34, 35. Not really, but this is the kind of popularity we have. And because we put so much effort into it. It's work. You don't just get on and people listen to you because you're talking. No, you have to give them a reason. You have to give them value. This lady does not know how to do that. So let's see how much longer. Let's see. We're at 4:10. And this is all she's shown her. Oh, take the sound off. We don't need that. There we go. What? Oh, Frank and Beans. You scoundrel. I must join YouTube Premium. But he's He handles the accounts, which maybe there was a mistake on my part to give Frankie Beans the accounts, but I got to get that YouTube Premium. We're a professional show, Frankie Beans. But luckily, we're not missing anything from this garbage. But go on. Okay, still running across. And it is 417, 424, 429. Let's see. Let's go far. Let's go really far. Go, 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 go. 8 minutes. Let's see. They can't be doing the same thing. Can't be. It's loading. Loading. I blame her for this. There we go. 8 minutes. 8 minutes of this stupid video. Anything funny about this? Anything useful? Anything entertaining? No. And I know people do this so they can give time for people to get into the stream. But 10 minutes? Really, she's just padding her numbers on YouTube. A 2 hour, 20-minute podcast turns into a, 2:10 or 2 hours of real content. And, 20 minutes of this garbage. All right. We've got to get to the end of this. Because it's now 9:20, 9:53, 10:36, 11:08. It's got to be close. It's got to be close. Why? Who is that running and why are they running like that? What beach is that? I wouldn't go on that beach. I'll tell you that much. I go on luxury beaches. Is that AI? I don't know. I don't like AI. I never use it. And now we have 11 and a half minutes of nothing. Nothing. 12 minutes of nothing. Oh, look, a stupid intro. Oh, this is garbage. All right, let me get myself on the old screen. There we go. Give you something to look at other than. And again, I don't know this other girl. I don't really want to. I'm sure she's fine. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I guess we have to put the sound. I really don't want to put the sound on this, but my audience demands it. Okay. No, I don't want that song on here. No. Oh boy. Okay, pause that. Get me on the screen here. All right. I don't want to do this, but my audience demands it. So let's see the no-tell.
Hello, everyone.
Oh,
we're not going to apologize for the lateness. It's a heat wave. All of a sudden, somebody hacked into the heat hacked into.
Oh, well said.
The mainframe, and I do apologize. How are you, Ashley?
I hate that it's called Keanu Cast. I hate that neon sign in the back. I hate everything about what she's podcasting. I hate the little square in the corner that has the name Kiki. Hate it.
I'm doing well. What does that mean? The heat. What did you just say?
What did she say? Good. You know what? I might like this girl. What did she say? Call her out there, Ashley.
It's literally not even a real thing. You know when they say in movies somebody hacked into the mainframe? That doesn't exist.
Oh, boy. Now, this woman's supposed to be a professional comedian. And she's explaining her joke. Why would she do that? It didn't work. You move on. You make a joke about how bad it was. That's what you really do. I don't really ever make bad jokes, but that's what you would do.
Exist. So I was making up an excuse, But so I had to restart my computer. Again, my fault. But I like this about us because you're on LA time. So it's only 10:09.
What is she waving at? What is she doing with her arm there? That's weird.
It's only 7:25.
Why does she have her arm up?
I'm raising my hand in class.
Oh, okay.
Oh, please.
All right. Now, okay, this is the second episode. They should have some kind of chemistry. But old Kiki, I want to vomit in my mouth every time I say that name, has no idea and doesn't know how to do a good show. Doesn't know how to open a show. Doesn't know how to bring people in. So there.
I was thinking, like when we discussed moving it an hour later, I was like thinking, because those people made fun of us about not telling time. Can these just be on time?
Oh, yeah, there was a thing where neither of these women could use an analog clock, which doesn't surprise me. But, you know, and I got to take the second to reset, because the point of this is to help these people to be better. And that's what I really got to focus on that and just ignore the fact that I'd rather eat a glass taco than watch that woman on the left. But go ahead.
Yes, right. You must be patient.
No. We'll do what we want to do when we want to do it, right?
Yes, have patience. Don't rush us.
Patience
We're here now.
We're getting paid.
Oh, boy.
Exactly. We're getting
You're not
paid.
getting paid.
The super chats to be coming in.
You're
now,
not
guys.
getting
Let's
paid.
go.
We do.
You're not getting paid. Speaking of super chats, I should check the adorable chats. I don't have super chats. I have adorable chats. Get over it. I don't really have them either. But all right, let's check it out. Okay. We do have a super chat here. Let's see it. All right. Let's get that on the old screen. Chewy Optimism, $593. Thank you for the donation. This lady stinks. It's like she's anti-funny. That is the absolute truth, friend. Truer words have never been spoken there, Chewy Optimism. I guess, though it is my duty to bring you this garbage and to try to help them. That's really,
We love you.
I feel the responsibility.
I'm getting paid after this, so it's not
Oh, boy.
We love it. Speaking of that, let's say hello to everybody. I am working on an Ashley buck, or an Ashley. Well, maybe we'll call it an Ashley token. But
don't.
Kiki bucks are in order.
Ugh.
1 million Kiki bucks
Oh,
for
I wanna
everyone
throw.
here, and there you go.
Oh,
And 80
gosh.
Kiki coins.
Well,
for-
no, it's good to flash up a graphic for half a second. Though if I had that graphic, let's see if we can pause it on there.
Ashley token.
If I had that graphic, I'm going to take the sound up a second. I would probably not want anyone to see it either. Let's see. Flash it up, lady. Come on. What is she eating spaghetti? Like what? Who made this? It's so low effort, so terrible. What is the A? Like they just left the stock thing in. They didn't put like with that A. You could put a K for her name or something, or a B for Buck. Now leave the A in. Copy and paste her picture of her eating spaghetti. That's supposed to be funny. I don't get it. This is just garbage. Oh, Kiki Buck. Almost makes me want to give up all my money.
And 80 Kiki coins for my lateness, although we're not apologizing.
Wow. Oh boy. So doing the same thing, I guess. Same exact thing, just with a penny now instead of or Sacagawea coin. I don't know what that is. Some kind of coin. Low effort, garbage. Garbage. Oh, Frank and Beans. Oh my goodness. Give me the strength. Give me the strength. All right. Frank and Beans. Trying to do a show here. My producers, who knows where, absconded with the finances. I'm not coming out of my own pocket to pay for premium. I mean, I donate a lot of premiums to the needy, but I'm not coming out of my own pocket for it. No. The company should pay for this. Anyway. All right, go on. Where's the sound? It doesn't matter. I like watching it with sound off, actually. Here, oh my darling. I'll do what she's doing. Oh my darling, the Kiki books are so wonderful. Put your arms up so we can talk about nothing and try to make money, but no one will watch.
Beans show.
Shut up.
And then Kevy Brenny's show. And now we're here. And it's been a big day.
15 minutes in, we had 10 minutes or 12 minutes of running on a beach. And the first 3 minutes she spent, for anyone who I was holding on or joined this thing, just recapping what shows they've been on and how they're getting paid. Kowtowing.
In the news of this corner, maybe not necessarily our corner, but the corner of the internet that speaks upon our friend Aaron Imholt. So that's why we apologize. Look, here's Danielle. Thank you for the $10. Ashley.
Oh, I love you, Danielle. Thank you. Let's all follow Danielle's lead. Yeah.
Absolutely. Even if you have euros, Kiki bucks.
Aww.
Chris Abels, thank you for the $5. Hello, beautiful Keanu and Ashley. What efforts have you made to secure lavish styles as a guest?
Chris Abels, I don't know who you are. Why are you giving them the money? What do you mean to secure lavish styles as a guest? Who? I don't know who that is. She's got stories for days. Looks. If she has stories for days, keep her far away from this podcast because no one will get anything out.
She's got stories for days. Looks like Rihanna. Chris, how many times can I tell you?
Wait, I look like Rihanna?
Well, this woman that Chris wants on the show.
Oh.
Not that you don't look like Rihanna.
I mean, I feel like I kind of do in a way.
You don't.
Your
You don't.
vibe is Rihanna.
No. No.
No, it's not. Have you ever met
Why
Rihanna?
don't you get a mic stand?
You look
I don't
like
like that
Whitney
mic.
Cummings. I'm just kidding.
She's so intense, Rihanna.
Have you met Rihanna?
For some reason,
Have you met Rihanna? Who the hell cares? If she met Rihanna, she probably would have said it already. Why do these people broadcast when they have no talent or desire to get better? Everyone starts out, sure, but she has no desire to get better. It's a disgrace to lady podcasting.
I registered Halle Berry in my head when they said Rihanna, and I was like, yeah. And then I was like, oh, no.
Oh,
no,
and
no,
she
no, no, no.
smokes.
Yeah, I have.
Smoke on cam. That's
Met
good.
her.
That's really
You
cool.
met Halle Berry?
That's correct.
Oh,
When and why?
She was.
she's
staying
the
in
sister of a
Montage
famous lady,
Hotel
dummy.
When a student, so people will travel. For example, this student traveled from the Middle East, from Doha, to take my teacher training, and she stayed in the Montage Hotel, which is now called something else in LA. And she
Shut
was staying there for
up.
3 months to do my teacher training intensive, and Rihanna was staying there, so I would be at her place a lot. We'd do sessions there, etc. She's always
Rihanna
had to-
or Halle Berry was staying there?
Rihanna.
Rihanna was, okay.
So my friend, the girl that took my training and is now my long dear friend, this was 10 years ago.
Gosh, what are we doing here?
She loved Rihanna.
Oh, look at the
right?
unprofessionalism.
And I'm not
Drinking
gonna
on
say the
cam.
stories I knew about her from
drinking
before,
water, I'm sure.
But
Oh
so
my
we
God.
saw her in the elevator once.
Oh,
And then the next day we had a session, and she goes, "Ashley, I saw Rihanna in the elevator."
could
again."
someone
And I smiled at
steer
her,
this
like,
into something someone
because I
cares
love
about?
her, you know, like I wanted to.
I got
like,
nothing
maybe
against this
say hi
Ashley
to
lady,
her,
but come on.
and she turned around and looked at my friend, my teacher trainee, and said, "Are you following me? Are you stalking me?" Like literally, she was like, she came so close to my face.
Why would
and-
anyone care about this conversation? Like, this is a conversation you have with a friend, admittedly not a very entertaining one. All my years of broadcasting, I've hardly seen something worse. Oh boy, I did bend down under my table, get something. I drop stuff a lot.
The elevator, and she had 3 security guys behind her. She's like, I was so scared.
You're
But-
like, we won't put that on Pun to replay. Right.
guess
She
Rihanna-
seemed
Good addition there, lady. This woman tells a useless story. You stumble through saying ponder. What the hell does that mean?
she seems like that kind of bitch. Like, don't fuck with me. She's
Oh,
like, I don't even need
language.
to make any music anymore. I'm a billionaire.
Well,
I
I
don't
actually
care.
saw something about that. It's funny you mentioned that. Somebody was like, "What, Rihanna? When are you?"
Why is that lady so far from the camera? I don't get this.
Going to come out with a new album? When are you going to come out with some new music? And
I
every
really
time,
hate
you
her
know what her
mic.
response is?
Fuck you.
Who sent you?
Language.
Who sent you?
Was that what he's going to pay off there?
So she said,
You say, when are you going to come out with music? And she says, who sent you?
"Yes,
Anything
Who
else?
sent you?"
She's like, I have a lingerie line. I'm a billionaire. I'm living
That's
my
real
life.
funny.
I
What
don't owe you people any more
Oh,
music.
gosh.
Although, God,
Let's see. They had that beach video till 12 minutes, and now it's 18 minutes. And I feel like I've been sitting here for 7 years. Garbage. She likes Diet Coke, apparently. Her shirt says she would. Diet Coke is swill, in my opinion. I don't like it.
who doesn't love a good Rihanna song?
Everyone.
What's that song I'm thinking about?
No one likes it.
Rain? You know what I'm talking about?
Rain.
I'll be there for you.
Purple rain. That's not
Oh.
it.
No.
Or work.
Every time with Podtober, I get to a point where I just can't do it anymore. I feel like I can't do it anymore, but I'm going to carry on. These kowtowers have said nothing. And the only thing saving grace is that Kiki's husband isn't in the background screaming, because that's what he always does. She screams in the background of his podcast. His podcasts make no sense. We might put him over on Podtober. He doesn't finish a sentence. They're terrible. Oh, anyway. That's the saving grace, that he's not that in the background screaming. That's the only thing that can make this worse, possibly. Or maybe a meteor hitting the earth. But
no, it's the Rain song. Can someone in the comments help me out here?
No.
It's under Rain. Anyway, we can keep going. We'll find it. It will
No,
come
I love it. I love it. I love the
this is a
Rihanna
little
in an elevator, and she like you.
You love that, huh?
Of course, we were together with her in the elevator, and I'm like, "Be cool." Like celebrities don't really like to be like talked to. You know what I mean? I would like. She was like, "Oh my god, it's Rihanna," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're staying in one of the most expensive hotels in the entire planet. Right. She's obviously chilling here too." So, and obviously, my student was, she was not lacking in that department. So,
she was just starstruck. I feel
exactly, and people get like that, which is funny. I guess it's a thing, right? For a lot of people.
I can't say I've been starstruck except for once.
When? Yeah, tell me.
Don't tell.
When I was in college, it ended up being. This is an interesting thing.
Want to take your hair from thinning
beans.
to thriving?
Frank
Just take
and
the free
Frank and
assessment
beans.
from Hims Hair Law.
Oh boy. Okay.
Looking at the restaurant that
We're gonna
Bill
need that YouTube
Murray
Premium.
owns with a Cardilano, which is my mom's side of the family. Cardilano family
No
friend.
one cares.
No
one cares.
Bill Veck.
No one
cares.
What restaurant was this?
Maybe I should just
It
play
was Bill
sound
Veck.
clips to
Bill
drown
Veck
these
is and
dummies out.
Mike
I drink
Veck
the real
of
pop.
the
I drink
Chicago
the real
White
pop,
Sox
sure.
was my him
Also,
and my
where's my
grandpa,
$500?
Where is my $500?
invented the
Is any of this getting
exploding
better?
Scoreboard. Okay. So
No one
I start
cares.
working at this restaurant as a host.
Here we go again.
Bill Veck
No, I'm gonna mute
Bill
them.
Murray's my nana called me and was like,
Oh, there we go. Now they're talking. Does this make it any better? Does this sound better? Any better? No. Yeah, it still stinks. So what we found out, okay, enough of that. What we found out, we'll just let them talk while I talk. What we found out from that little experiment is that the Kiki is as visually unpleasant as she is auditorily. So really there's there's no saving grace here. Oh boy. Anyway. I am Keanu and I do a podcast, so listen to me, please. It is very untoward if you don't. This is her. Great. I'm a great impressionist. And yeah, so be that. Okay, I guess we'll go back to listening to their garbage. Ugh. All right, hold on. How do I turn the sound on here? Frank and Beans let me down again.
Hey.
Who is this?
Hi, I've seen you. Oh, sorry.
We were just
No
talking
one
about
cares.
Bill Murray and
Mhm.
Bill Veck and Mike Veck. So.
I wanted to tell her I love her on Untoward.
Go to my YouTube.
Oh no, I think that's her mom.
Go to
Oh,
Keanu
boy.
C. Johnson on YouTube.
All right, we have a super chat
I
here. Let's
love you.
get to
You're
that.
not
Shut
funny,
up.
You're beautiful.
Shut up.
Bye.
Okay.
Yes. I thought she was calling to correct me on some sort of fireworks lore or something. But I knew Bill Murray was an owner of
All
the
right, I
restaurant,
just
but
want
I
you to
hadn't
stop
seen
talking.
him come
I
in
just
yet.
want you to
But
stop
I
talking.
just remember him.
Quiet, thank you. All right, we have super chats, okay? We have super chats. You understand that? You don't get them. We do. Adorable chats. We don't get a super chats. You're right. Oh boy, she's got me out of sorts. This garbage. All right, let's find it. Adorable chats, indeed. Let's see. Is this the one? Okay, no. Okay. This lady is like a zombie lusting after fame. That's a very good way to put it. Adorable boy Sipel, fun time number 1. 4,789. That you donated before too. Thank you, adorable. Adorable boy Disciple fun time number 1. A great point too. Yeah, that's exactly what she's like. She goes out and she just searches for fame however she can get it. I mean, I don't know her morals, but it seems like she's not happy that she did OnlyFans. So she just did it for fame, and then so apparently she'll do anything for fame, it seems to me. So there you go. All right, keep going, I guess.
Walking in, dressed like a homeless man, just smelling
like your
hot
husband.
garbage.
You gotta
and
know
I'm
her
like,
husband.
I was like, oh, fuck. I mean, it was like 9 o'clock at
Please
night.
don't curse.
And then that was the first time I like ever saw really a famous person.
I mean, she's relaying the story about seeing Bill Murray, and it is just the most boring thing ever. She's not using any adjectives. She's not setting the scene. She said he looks like a homeless person. She used profanity and blah blah blah. All right, keep going, dummy.
And I was just like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do. So I put them at their table, and then he goes, so what's good here?
Not
tonight?
the waitress.
And
she's a terrible podcaster.
I didn't know the fucking menu.
Oh, language.
The fish and chips have been flying off the shelves.
Oh.
We didn't even have fish and chips that day, even.
She's as terrible of a waitress as she is a podcaster.
They fucking wanted to kill me. They were like, Keanu, why did you tell him we had fish and chips? Somebody had to run out and buy the makings of fish and chips. Yes. And I have not been starstruck like that pretty much ever since. But I don't know.
That's another thing we have in common. We've both been hostesses. But that brings me to a question that I had from you. So you're from South Carolina, North Carolina?
I grew up in South Carolina.
Can we get back to that story for a second?
Born in Chicago,
Hold on.
but I don't claim that because we were
okay. So she was a hostess at a restaurant. Bill Murray walks in. He says, "What's good?" She says, not only the fish and chips.
The prison sentence needs to be, but I know that they don't need to be back on the street.
That's from a later.
Amen.
That's for a later thing.
Amen.
Frankenbeans. We need you. We need you, Frankenbeans. I don't know where you are. All right. So Bill Murray walks in. She's the hostess. He asks what's good. Not only does she say the fish and chips are good, she says the fish and chips are flying off the shelf or wherever you keep them in the restaurant, and they don't have them. How does that even happen? Though, again, I would assume she'd be as bad of a waitress as she was as a podcaster, and that bears out right here. So keep talking, I guess.
I was a baby when we moved, so
no one cares where you lived.
Did you grow up in the South?
Kiana, do me a favor. By no means ever make anything interesting. Answer the question, and that's it. Don't make a joke. Don't embellish. Don't do anything. Do exactly what you're doing. Because at your level of kowtowing, you're just going to crash and burn. I won't even have to worry about you. I'm doing a Podtober on you to try to help you. But with this level of crashing and burning, I don't even need to. But again, I am because I'm magnanimous. You're not going to listen. You're not going to get better. Hopefully you'll stop soon.
South?
I did not. I grew up in Washington, D.C. in Georgetown.
Oh. And then at what point did you move to L.A.?
I lived in Miami Beach. I went to George Washington University and then University of Miami, and I opened my first studio in 2008. So I was in Miami Beach from 2000 to 2011. I moved to LA because my sister asked me, my mother had a stroke, and my sister asked me to move to LA, take care of my mom, and be a family.
See, okay, maybe she's okay.
That was 2000.
Again, I never said anything bad about her other than podcast related things, like why she was 7 miles away from her camera and why her microphone is so infuriating. But okay, go ahead.
11.
Good on you, lady.
So then you were all in LA then.
We haven't done our breathing yet, Keanu.
Let's start with the breathing. Then we'll read our super chats.
24 minutes in, they've been talking for 12. They talked about garbage, and then they stopped the podcast for breathing. I would understand if this was a yoga podcast doing breathing, or if you make like a bit out of it. We do a lot of great bits. I mean, everyone loves them.
Yeah.
You know, that's a response. And then we get that. But it's supposed to be a talk podcast, and you stop for breathing. Oh. Kowtowing.
Then we have so much fun to get into.
Why don't we read
don't.
a couple
You
super
really don't.
chats, because a lot are going to be coming in, and then do the breathing.
No, none will be coming in.
Chris Abel, but nice podcast, stupid. Thank you for the $2. Does Michaeline do yoga? Asking for a friend. Actually, She does. We love a
No
hot
one
yoga
cares.
moment.
Michaeline is her mom. She's as
Chris
terrible as
Abels.
Keanu at podcasting.
Dude, she's a 40-year-old former porn star.
Chris
Now
Abel,
an
stop
escort.
sending them
She
money.
Come on for free. What the heck is taking you so long? Please give me an answer. I'm
Why are you sending them money?
busy.
Oh, okay,
But
okay. Hold
I
on.
will
Hold on.
have her on the show. Chris,
You have some guy who's
trust me.
emotionally unstable enough
Trust my judge.
to send you super chats. And what he's asking you to do is doable to get someone on the show. You tell him you're busy. You're not doing it for your fans. Again, you turn on the mic and say, "Oh, I'm not going to be untoward. People should listen to me because I have a lot to say. And none of it is smart. But I'm not being untoward with my betrothed." Great impressionist. That's what I am. Deal with it. And when a fan who's willing to pay you money for this garbage, asks you to do something that's very doable, do it. You owe the fans. Anyone who puts up with this, you owe me. Though I'm extremely rich, you can never possibly pay me anything. All right, go ahead.
And I promise I will have lavish styles on the
I thought he
freaking
was talking
program.
about me. I was like,
gosh.
a couple things are right, but you aged me down a bit.
No. You're talking about lavish styles. He's been
No one
accosting
is.
me
No one
about
cares.
it for weeks now, and I love his persistence, and I love your candor.
Oh,
Keep it coming.
stop
That's
being
great.
phony.
And I promise you, I will get her on. The Smoking Lesbo, thank you for the $10.
Please don't get her on.
So if on October 2nd, will you be obligated to go to Minnesota? I kind of want to go to the July event, but will it happen? We will get into all of the Aaron Imholt goings on soon. And we do have word from Aaron, so we will.
Okay,
get
so
to
she's
that,
involved again.
in a little bit.
This was
But
when
I don't see why
she didn't
the
hate
July
him.
event wouldn't
I
happen.
believe she doesn't like him
especially
now.
since his
I believe she doesn't like him now. So they're talking about that. It's garbage. But again, didn't set it up at all. When you're a broadcaster, you set things up so you bring your audience along with you on a trip. As I do. As your adorable boy disciples are accustomed to me walking them through things like a lover, with the patience of a lover. But she doesn't do that. No, don't explain anything. Just start dropping names that people might not know. But then again, no one's really listening to the show other than people who are in her family, I assume. See, that's this advice. You're not going to take it, but this is what Podtober is about. It's about giving. Podtober is about. It's about giving advice. Be a broadcaster. Bring people along. Try to set things up. Put some effort into it. What is she doing?
sentencing hasn't been moved to October 2nd.
Again,
But
I don't
thank you for
dislike
asking.
this lady,
And we
but the gesticulations in the middle of a show. Why would anyone?
Super chat.
It's
And
just.
here's my errand drop.
It's distracting, I would say.
Here,
but who cares?
Here,
If
where are
you want to be
There's
distracted
too
from
many
that
to
dummy.
count.
But,
Come on, where are you? Bing, 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 bing. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, beg.
Jermaine struggled for years with dental issues before finally finding Nuvia.
Oh,
Listen to
Frank
what
and
he wanted
Beans.
most after his smile makeover.
Frank and
I want to be able to
Beans.
smile at my wife.
I don't even want to.
I want to be able to look her in her face after 4.5 years.
I hope that
smile.
guy finds whatever he's
Without
looking
having
for.
to cover my face or
I
look
do.
away from her and talk.
I do. I really do. For Frank and Beans, we need to get, wherever you are, we need to
He's
get
fine. He's at home
YouTube
with
Premium.
SP. Everyone just calm down. Chris Thompson, thank you for the $5. Kiki, Ashley needs help finding her notes so she can play piano. They've been missing since last night. I fear the worst. Love you both. I don't even know what that means.
Thank you, Chris Thompson. I found my notes. Thank you so much for being part of that.
Were you missing
What are
your
they talking
piano
about? No one knows.
No, I was playing piano last night and just being playful, and it was fun. I'm glad that you were there, Chris. I recognized you from the stream.
So you're musical. I love that.
No
I love
one
that.
cares.
I wish I were.
Wait, I thought I was like in this cage where I'm only allowed to teach yoga.
Yeah. But now you're on a hit podcast.
Hit.
And you're
No.
musical and you teach yoga.
No,
So
no,
there
no.
you go.
And we're just getting started.
Just getting started. Age of Squirrel, thank you for the $5.
Oh, stop
Riri
giving
is
them money.
crazy.
Squirrel.
At least make them do
We love
something
Age
for
of
it.
Squirrel. Riri is cray
We
cray.
love Angel Squirrel.
Umbrella Ella Ella AA. That's
I'm not
right.
one to make fun of anyone's voice, but when it's
that's
fake.
that's the. Thank you, Angel Squirrel. That's the
Oh, wait a second,
Rihanna song. Umbrella.
So earlier on, she was saying something about a Rihanna song called Rain. And I was going to say, is she talking about Umbrella? But I was like, no, she can't be that stupid. And there it is. Listen, Ashley, I got no problem with you. Get away from this. You know what I bet it is? Okay, I got it now. Being on screen, being in interaction with the lady on the left, Kiki, it's making the one on the right not as sharp and a little bit dumber. That's what it is. And this show, by the way, these two hate each other now, of course. I mean, it every week that someone new that Kiki hates. But that's what's happening, and I'm glad she got away from her. I don't know what she's doing now, but I hope it's better.
Ella, under my umbrella.
Oh.
Ella,
Stop it. I sing the Lindy with my gents at the pub. That's what she's saying. I'm doing her voice now. Great impression. I know. All right, let's fast forward.
Are real low, by the way. Well,
because it doesn't matter. Oh, let's see this super chat.
Address some things that
I want to be.
I will actually push-ups. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about it. To my knowledge, I will.
Okay, hold on.
And we're gonna
stop sending the money, Chris Abels.
Things that MKE brought up that we're going to
don't explain who MKE is.
Later. Push-ups. Thank you for the $2. I want to see how Keanu summarizes Aaron's case.
Aaron is steel toe. Aaron, his case. I guess we can talk about it. He sent a naked picture of a girl who he was in a polycule with. That's what they call it, a polycule. He sent it to this lady's husband live on air and is getting charged with revenge pornography in Minnesota. So that's the case that he's talking about.
I will actually push-ups. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Don't do it now, though. Don't do something that could be entertaining. You know why she won't do it? Because she can't. Because she has to find someone else to tell her what to say, then she can say it.
About it. To my knowledge, I will. Bo Beardington, thank you for the $1.99. Ash,
no one cares.
Apologizer are sniping you guys right
now.
now.
Chris Abels.
And they're taking mad
Why are you doing this?
Flimsy Greenberg and New.
Why?
Well,
no
allowed. They're women watching.
Women. This whole thing with men watching men,
Wait a
watching
second.
men, watching
Who did we hear?
men. I'm like, this is fucking gay.
They're women watching.
There he is. You know what everyone wants on a podcast? In the middle of it, they want a disembodied voice to comment on something. That's what everyone loves. And that's Kiki and her husband, Gino. They do that the best out of anyway. If you're looking for a podcast that doesn't make sense and is boring with non sequiturs being yelled at by a guy who's probably drinking or a woman who's probably drinking, depending on who's hosting the show, they are your one-stop shop. If you're looking for people who contribute zero and give you nothing, give you no value as a viewer, right here on the left there.
You're watching women. Let's go. Level up. Get on our level.
That's amazing. It's amazing. Well, hi. How are you doing? Suck our dicks.
We love you.
Gosh.
Let's do a breathing exercise, right?
Yeah, good. Oh, no, good. Yeah, in the middle of a podcast, do a breathing exercise. This is the most self-indulgent, kowtowiest streaming show I've ever seen. Everything, they have no care what their fans want, and yet their fans send them money. They shouldn't have made a cent on this show. I guess that so far they've made probably like $20. Way too much.
Exercise.
Have you ever done breath work, Kiki?
What's that?
Have you ever done breath work or yoga?
No. Well, I mean, I am the person in hot yoga that is like this. I'm like in tree pose, like.
Good act out.
Like
everyone thinks that's funny. Has she said a joke yet in this entire 30 minutes we've been watching her? One joke. Has she attempted to be funny? No. And that's why we're doing Podtober on her. Because she's kowtowing, because she's not putting on a good show, because she stinks.
Trying to do the poses right. You know.
Can I tell you something that is very important? My teacher taught me this. No pose is worth compromising your breath.
It's true.
So if you're not, but no, back to what you just said in tree pose. If you're like, that's how I started with yoga, by the way, and I think how most people do. But if you're in a pose and like, get out.
This would be great on a yoga podcast. And she should start her own on the right there. she really wants money and she wants to get into the Dabbleverse, and it's a mistake. But whatever. We're not talking about her. We're talking about Left Either.
The breath is always the most important thing. The breath, you're inhaling deeply and exhaling completely, is what gives you permission to be in the pose. If you're not able to be in the pose and huffing and puffing at the same, then you get back to the breath, go back to the pose. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you weren't at all. That's very good advice.
Yeah, because you never say anything.
But, like, I love to do
advice.
I love to do a full wheel, right? But if you don't come down from a full wheel and you're not
Is there any point to this show? They just go off on tangents, don't ever get anywhere, don't do anything, don't accomplish anything.
I don't know how anyone stays relaxed in that pose, but I'm just
I can't stay relaxed while listening to your show. Give me the vapors. Someone's got a dog barking.
Well, have you been taught Ujjayi Pranayama? Like taught how to breathe in yoga? Did anyone teach you how to breathe yet?
Yes, so in through the nose, out through the nose. That would be your Ujjayi breathing. Am I wrong?
Right. Can I hear yours?
Ujjayi. Yeah, breathe. Oh, Frank and Beans. They're actually merciful because someone's breathing on their podcast. Breathing. Go anywhere and go to anyone and you can find them breathing. It's the same entertainment content as that. Oh, goodness. Good. And Frank and Beans, we need YouTube Premium. Enough of this. I'm sick of this. Podcasts like this could take over if I'm not here to fight them and do Podtober.
Thank you.
Excellent. So next time you go to yoga
The
class,
breathing
can you please try to keep
podcast.
this
Yes,
going.
I'll note that.
And if you notice you're not breathing Ujjayi, be like, yo, I got to get out of this pose, get my Ujjayi back.
Yeah, get your Ujjayi back. Yeah, talk about that.
How do you feel? Because I love the hot power yoga classes.
No one cares.
Or whatever. But
You got nothing to say about
it's
it.
So hot
Don't
in there, like,
bring
I've
that up if you got
gone out
nothing to
and,
say about
thrown
it.
up.
Stop talking. There. I'm sorry. I just get mad at kowtowing, and that's just how I am. That's how I roll. And that's how the Adorable Boy Disciples roll. And that's why so many are subscribed to the Smorgasbord, where you get all of our content, all of our free shows, all of our member shows, everything. If it existed. But that's where you get the Adorable Boys. That's how you bet. That's the best way to support the show. It really is. So join that and fight kowtowing like this.
Before.
Okay, so that's a whole thing. I'd love to do some breathing and then talk about it, but real quick.
Yeah, no, please. That's what we want on the next podcast. Do some breathing and then talk about it. How is your breathing, darling? It was really good. Like, I breathed a lot, my Ujjayi or whatever the hell I was saying. Darling, your Ujjayi looks perfect. That's what we all want to hear. Oh, boy, I can't. I'm just going to fast forward to the end, see how they end it.
Happening. Did Aaron announce it was happening, or?
Well, because of course.
Maybe they actually got into something finally.
Because of course.
I don't know anything about Aaron. I know about Steel Toe just from Red Bar covering, I think, his wife. There's just one thing that I did and a watch along, and she was wearing a bikini. That's all I remember.
Great. All right, let's see. Hold on. I jumped the gun.
He went to jail for a minute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he did. Right. But the sad thing is he knows that he was fucking wrong.
Language.
For his if anything, I was the first one to say that was a fucking gross thing to
Language.
do. We've all been of that fucking camp.
She says she's talking about the revenge porn thing, and she's saying it was a very gross thing to do, but then she's defending him. And he said it to her husband, who has said many awful things about it, and the other family and all that. But that doesn't matter. It's whoever's on her side at the time is good, and whoever's not is bad. She has no integrity.
It's a terrible thing. As someone who has been revenge porn
by
Patrick Melton.
See, I talked about that before. She wasn't revenge porn by Patrick Melton. Did he put links on Twitter? Yes, he did. Oh, man, you know what? Maybe you even can consider that. I don't, because the links were out there and he just put them on Twitter. I wouldn't do that. Whatever. However, she has a problem with that, but not Kevin Brainman, who did post the pictures of her. She goes on his show, for now anyway. Eventually she'll hate him and then love him again. She goes on his show to get money and to try to get people over to her podcast, which stinks, so no one goes. But it's that selectiveness. It's as I was saying, the heart of evil earlier. It's the heart of kowtowing. It's all bundled up. She's dishonest and she kowtows. So, and by kowtow, she doesn't do her show for the good of podcasting, for the good of her fans. She does it for other reasons, for selfish reasons. That's my opinion. But I mean, it bears out right there. She accuses Patrick Melton of revenge porn. Kevin Brennan can actually post the pictures, but that's fine. You'll go on his show as much as you want.
Fly there for the revenge porn case. Patrick Melton, you revenge porned me. You did.
See, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting her saying that, because if she really felt like she was a victim, it wouldn't be. But she's fine with some people doing it, not others. And so she's using it. The people who actually suffer, the people who actually have been revenge porn and it's been embarrassing and has really taken a toll on their mental health, she's spitting in their face there because she's using it selectively. When she wants it, she uses it. If it's someone she can use at the moment who did it, no big deal. Disgusting.
Because you were bored. You revenge porned me. It's very odd that you would fly there for that.
Anyway.
Yeah, and we absolutely will. Ashley, I think we'll be back next Wednesday. What do you think?
I
Well,
think
they ended as
the
they begun
weather
it.
looks
Terrible.
good for that.
Yes.
Did we miss any
Yes.
super chats?
I
And
can't.
thank you so much for everyone for being here
Untold.
and listening to me and supporting Kiki and I.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much
She
for
says
being
that
here.
without looking at
I
anything,
kind of want to fake fight again, but I feel like you're tired.
without a care.
Oh, the 3 things we have in common.
Shut
what I'm
up.
saying. Wait till next.
You wheelchair boy.
Hold on.
I'm
I'm-
celebrating Fug Aaron. You weren't
Oh.
revenge porned, Kiki.
Yeah,
I
okay.
wasn't revenge porned. Well, suck my dick.
Well, I mean, you said what Kevin Brennan did wasn't revenge porn, and what Patrick Melton did was Kevin Brennan actually posted things. Patrick Melton posted a link. So you're saying both things. You're saying you were and you weren't. Or you're saying it's okay and it's not.
Okay. I
It's
was.
not okay, by the way. I don't think Melton should have done that either. But Brennan had already done what he had done. It's not the same. I still wouldn't do it. I wouldn't call it revenge porn. I wouldn't.
By Patrick Melton. So
Did you say suck my dick? I love it.
yeah, suck my dick.
Ugh.
Fucking wheelchair boy. Okay.
Oh,
Get outta
ableist too.
here.
The guy who did that super chat is in a wheelchair. And apparently Keanu likes to make fun of him for that, which I don't know. That doesn't seem like it's a good clip to have been going around, though she'll never get anywhere. We saw her on Alex Stein. She can't do anything. Anyway.
I wouldn't call you wheelchair boy if you weren't so rude to my friend Ashley over here.
Oh, okay. So if people are rude, you can make fun of their handicaps. That makes sense. Well, that makes sense for her. Woman of no integrity. I wonder if she could put a stick in his spokes too. Is that completely right to her?
All right. But thank you for the $1.99. All right.
All right.
Sorry,
We are
go
done
face
on this
first.
Podtober. And the final verdict on this garbage show, Keanu Thompson, is she's a woman who shows no integrity, who seemingly doesn't care about victims, who uses what she can, when she can, how she can, and condemns someone, and then the next day loves them. And what's a bigger offense of all of that is she does a boring, meandering podcast, starts off with 12 minutes of a garbage video of her over and over running, or someone running on a beach. She doesn't, in my opinion, she doesn't care about her fans. She doesn't care about providing quality content. I don't think there's any saving her. That's my thought on the subject. All right, another episode, another edition of Podtober in the books. We did the Lord's work, I believe. And that is where we will end this edition of the Adorable Boy podcast. We want to thank you all for joining us. We want to thank you for being here. We want to thank you for enjoying quality podcasting. Thank you for being on the smorgasbord. Those of you who are, we appreciate you. And we will be back maybe over the weekend, maybe next week with a free YouTube show. Smorgasbord, check it out. We got shows coming out all the time. It's very prolific. Working on a lot of stuff. When Frank and Beans comes back, the production will get better because, he kind of gets things ready. I've been doing my best, but it's not easy alone. But he'll be back. Hopefully we find him. I don't know, but I'm a little worried, but that's okay. Somewhere out there, Frank and Beans is hearing my voice. Come home, Frank and Beans. Come to the Adorable Boy Disciples. Come to the studio. Do your job. Don't be able to speak on a microphone. So once again, this is Spud Adorableski closing out this edition of the Adorable Boy podcast. We will see you next time. Thank you.